What is going on, gang? This is Ian, your very friendly neighborhood Viking, coming back at you with another Motivational Monday video. And today, I'm going to do something that I haven't done in probably a few months. And I'm going to answer some of your guys' specific questions in today's FAQ. So, let's get right into it. Like normal, before we do all that, please make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, turn those notifications on, and make sure you're getting all of the content and all the videos that we're putting out for you guys every single week. I haven't done an FAQ in quite a while, and I figured I'd start this one a little bit different since I haven't played any riffs or anything like that for you guys in quite a while. So I wanted to open like that. And what did you guys think? Let me know. Did you like those riffs? Are they trash? I don't know. I kind of like them, but we'll see how they go. I don't know if they're going to end up on like the next Black Order record or anything like that. I'm not really sure. I'm just kind of doing them. So let me know if you guys like stuff like that in the comments. And if you dig them, you know, throw more of them in there. But enough of that. Let's put this beautiful, beautiful guitar down and let's get to your questions. Question number one. How often do you practice? Well, it all depends on what kind of practice you're talking about, I guess. As far as like personal practice, like where I play guitar like at home and stuff like that, I usually try to practice at least 5 days a week. Generally in the morning or shortly after I get up. That's kind of my time. I usually take about an hour and I'll just go through a bunch of scales, a bunch of metronome stuff. You know, I'm kind of really working on economy picking right now, and I'm terrible at it. That's okay, because you got to be shitty to get better, so I'm all right with that. Obviously, I want everything to be as great as I can possibly play it, but you know how it goes. As far as regular rehearsals go, we generally have full band rehearsal 2 to 3 times a week, and then I'm in here usually working on recordings probably 3 to 4 days a week. So it is very full time, you know, for us. You know, some bands probably have rehearsal every single day and they're going to tell me that that's not full time at all. But I'm in here in our little studio probably 3, 4, 5 days a week. I'd say at least probably that much. This is an interesting question. All right. How would you dial in a Fender Twin tone settings wise when using pedals for majority of your gain? So I am not an authority on anything Fender whatsoever, not even a little bit. But this is the internet, so I'm pretty much a professional and I'll give you my opinion. All right, as far as like Fenders go, we all know that they're pretty much made for, you know, signature Fender tone, that single coil, very wood like tone. A nice warmth. I haven't played an actual Fender Strat in probably close to 20 years. So I am very, very much out of touch with a lot of that. Plus, I don't get a lot of my gain from my pedals. I actually get a lot of my gain, actually pretty much all of my gain from my amp. That's my most important basis of why I buy an amp. You know, that's the thing I look at the most. Do I like the gain stage? Does it fit my playing style and my personality and all that stuff? But in general, speaking of guitar tones and stuff like that, I would say it all depends on what you're looking for as far as tone goes. If I'm gonna play something like a Fender Twin, I'm probably gonna use a little bit of vibrato here and there. I would probably set up a slight chorus, you know, with a pedal, and then a little bit of delay. And like I said, since I don't generally use pedals for my overdrive or my gain stages or anything like that, that's going to be a little weird. I'm not super familiar on kind of light gain stage pedals, or at least I haven't been in quite some time. There is kind of like an overall tone that I like when you're doing, you know, Fender stuff like that. And I'll try to get as close as I can with my guitar here. Okay, so with mine, I tend to put, like I said, a little bit of a chorus, some delay on there, obviously, and just kind of blend in your gain to taste. I'm not doing a lot of that Fender style tone, but the one thing that's great about this guitar and a lot of other guitars is that it has the push-pull pot, so you can kind of emulate that tone just a little bit. And You know, I have mine out, and you can really tell the difference when it's the neck pickup, and then the center position. That's the one you can really tell. You know, and now for me, I would set that up first. More than likely, I would set all my choruses and my, you know, my delays and all that stuff, and then I would blend in a gain stage. Now, like I said, I don't use it out of my pedals, but I can blend it through my amp here a little bit, so I'll do that. Go a little bit more gain there. That's probably something that I would go with close to with a Fender, you know. You know, at the end of the day, it all just kind of comes down to taste. I like the Fender tone when it's on the neck position with a fair amount of overdrive blended in, a little bit of delay. Chorus is optional, just all depends. I prefer chorus more on the clean stuff than I do on the overdriven stuff. You know, I'm trying to be as helpful as I can, I guess. But yeah, that would be me. If you're using just pedals, set the delay first. As far as your gain goes, just really, man, just go the full spectrum. Start at nothing and go to max. And then just kind of, you know, go until you kind of find it just right. And I guess it all depends on the style of music that you're playing too. So set your general settings up, blend, gain to taste. That's my thing. I would love to play one and actually just play a Strat. So, dude, let's invite me over so I can play this thing. Next question. What are some other local bands worth checking out that play as clean and tight as TBO? All right, let's get this out of the way. That's very, very nice of you. You know, a lot of times we feel like we play like shit, but that's us. That's what every musician does. They always second guess themselves and everything like that. So thank you very much for the compliment. That's very, very nice of you. And I'm glad that we are not playing like garbage live. As far as a lot of other bands or local bands, there's not a lot of local bands here in Defiance that are doing much anymore. That's kind of been a real pisser when it comes to, you know, doing shows and things like that, is that there's just kind of not a lot of bands around anymore. There's good buddies of ours from Fort Wayne called Pharaohhound. They're a great metal band. There's awesome bands, friends of ours from like the Toledo area. Full Bore, those are great guys. Constricted, that's another great band. There's a ton of them, and I'm sorry if there's bands that, you know, we're friends with and I just missed just now, but I'm speaking like on a local term, like in this town, there's not really a lot of bands just to choose from, period. So do some hunting, or when I can remember other bands, I'll definitely let you know, because there's a lot of really good ones. I'm 37, started going to punk and hardcore shows around 14. Hearing loss today feels significant. Do you think it's related? My opinion, I definitely think that hearing loss is related. Before Cole was in the band, I did not have tinnitus in my left ear. Within a year of him being in the band, I now have tinnitus in my left ear. He plays so hard, and the room that we used to have rehearsal in was a very hard room. Everything reverberated very, very hard. It was very sharp, specifically in my left ear, and his snare drum specifically is what did it. And now it's just like that. So yeah, I mean, I definitely think that it's related. Here in rehearsals, we all wear hearing protection, which is great. I actually found one that I like a lot, and it's these right here. These are dub acoustic filters. They kind of look like little speakers, I guess, and they just fit in your ear like any normal earpiece would. And what they do is they filter out the harmful high and low frequencies. I'm not a guru when it comes to ear filters or any of that kind of stuff. I found these, I think they work fine. I can still hear myself, they block a lot out, and my ears aren't ringing, and my tinnitus in my left ear doesn't kind of like flare up, I guess, after rehearsals. So I definitely would advise getting just a pair of these. I think you can probably order them online for 20 or 30 bucks if I had to guess. But yeah, to answer your question, I definitely think it's related, and you should do something about it while you can still hear. When touring, who gets trashed first / the most hungover? Man, oh man. Well, we haven't been on tour in a while now. Who gets trashed first? I don't know. Yeah, when we had previous members, some of them really never stopped. So it's kind of hard to get trashed when you're always trashed. Cole and myself did a pretty good job of not really drinking or getting messed up or something, anything like that before the shows. You know, we try to save all that stuff for afterwards. I don't generally do it since I'm the one who usually drives at night on tour, so I can't obviously get drunk and then drive, you know, a van with all our equipment and our people and a trailer and everything like that. So, you know, on tour, I don't tend to drink that much. I don't drink anymore. Actually, I quit altogether 8 months ago. But yeah, as far as like the most hungover, I would probably say that's Cole. He's, you know, he's a little younger. I mean, his liver's pretty tough, but when he gets hungover, it hits him pretty hard, if I remember right. And he used to do the Cole whine, that's just like that. So you knew he was either tired or hungover, or didn't feel good or something like that. How do you deal with discovering that an artist you admire is someone you suddenly find yourself unable to respect? How should you feel about their music, words, etc.? Man, this is a good question because there's a lot of artists that are kind of getting in trouble for running their mouth. I'm with the freedom of speech thing. I think people should be able to say whatever the hell they want to say. With that, you also have to think of what you do for a living. You're a public figure, basically, you know? And when you say something very brash or very, racist or homophobic or whatever, the internet is gonna have your ass. That's the way shit works. Even if you feel like that, I don't think you should put that out there, because especially stuff like that, you know, racism or homophobia or, you know, anything, you know, sub in whatever thing it's gonna be. You know, it's one thing to think that stuff. It's another thing to post them in a public forum, and you have to at least look at it and look at yourself and say, man, do I look like a dickhead, and is this gonna ruin my career? Because the answer, majority of the time, is gonna be, yeah. I don't know, I know, a certain singer to a certain punk band got in a lot of trouble recently because he said some very, very wrong things. And, you know, you can use wrong in whatever term you want to, but I would have never said that shit in a public forum, or I've never said any of that, or at least, or posted it or anything like that. That's just immediate career suicide in my opinion. I don't know, you gotta kind of take it for what it is. Depending on how harsh it is, it's hard to ignore that. It's hard to listen to something, you know, somebody you've admired or looked up to for the last, 5, 10, 15, 20 years, and then all of a sudden they go off on some kind of incredibly racist or incredibly homophobic or anything. If they go off on a tangent like that, that's hard to ignore. And it's very hard to not almost feel personally about it. You know, unless you are racist and homophobic and all that stuff, then I'm sure that's right in your wheelhouse. But I'm just using those terms as examples. But yeah, I think that if there was, some bands that I really liked and something like that came out, it would be hard to want to, I guess, continually support them, because it would just kind of sting, I guess. I don't know. And I think of that, a lot of that is more attached to like the memories you have to those songs and how you felt about those songs and, what they remind you of and how they make you feel. I'm sure there's plenty of people that can disassociate one from the other and say, yeah, this guy's a dick, but I'm still gonna listen to music because I don't care about that stuff. And if you're one of those people, great. But if it bugs you, then I don't know, you just kind of figure that out, I suppose. But it would definitely be hard to ignore. Can you play the drums while eating a peanut butter sandwich? Why don't you ask Cole? would say yes. All right, guys, that is going to do it for this week's FAQ. I had a great time. You guys had awesome questions. I would love to do it again sometime soon. So if you have any more questions that you'd like me to answer in future videos, please make sure you leave them in the comments. I will leave all the links to all of our music and our social media stuff. You can follow us online. Please make sure you subscribe, hit the subscribe button, turn the notifications on. I will see you guys next week. I hope you have a fantastic Monday and an even better rest of the week. Later.